Hello, Just Too Good here, back from the video. Of course, it's that time of the season again because I am doing another LEGO Legends of Chima Speedorz collection video. This time we're going to be taking a look at every Speedor, like always, but this time it's updated with the 6 of the summer 2014 Speedors, along with the 27 other ones, bringing the total to 33 Speedors altogether. I'm going to be taking a look at each and every Speedor individually, especially my brief thoughts on them, a little backstory, I guess, too. And also, I'm going to be taking a look at some of the cards from the Chima Speedorz games. Also, all the ripcords and the little chi crystals as well to see how far that has accumulated. So this will be kind of a lengthy video, but I hope you guys enjoy. So first, we'll start out with the first of the summer wave, which will be Juarez's Speedor right there. And his Speedor is actually kind of cool because his is this nice red color. And of course, as goes with all these summer wave Speedors from summer 2014, they have that new kind of style for them where their ripcords go in from the side right here, and they have kind of a slicker look to them, more faithful to how they look in the show. His attachments are really just these paws right here in that kind of translucent orange color. And of course, now you can load up the minifigures from this back right there just by pushing down on this part right here. And Juarez himself from this set is pretty sweet because he's updated. The only thing that's really disappointing is that his torso is so similar, or it's the exact same as Laval or Krager's from this wave, and his legs are almost the exact same, except they have some very different printing on the bottom right there. And next up, we're going to be taking a look at Sir Fengar and his Speedor. Sir Fengar himself, very cool minifigure, because I love, the thing I noticed is that after all these years looking back at them, Chima minifigures are so detailed that I can't really say they're bad. It's just a little bit odd of the premise altogether, especially these summer 2014 ones. They're really detailed. For example, I like their translucent legs or arms, which you could clearly see Sir Fengar has a translucent arm and a leg, which also has some nice printing doubled on it. And you can actually see my full reviews of each and every one of these Speedors by following the playlist in the description, except I haven't gotten to some of these summer sets just yet, so they'll be in there by the next couple of weeks. But anyways, that was Sir Fengar himself. He is a saber-toothed tiger. And his Speedor is actually pretty interesting. I won't say it's exactly the most attractive looking one, but it is very interesting. Like I said, it has those translucent blue paws instead of the translucent red ones found on Juarez's Speedor from this wave. Next up is Laval's second Speedor, because we haven't gotten a Laval Speedor since the first wave of Chima. Sorry about that, it's thundering here. And Laval himself, he has that updated fire look to him, and his Speedor, very interesting looking. He has translucent orange paws, just like the ones that Juarez had, same exact color and whatnot. And his Speedor is actually an exclusive molding, because I know Juarez's and Laval actually have kind of exclusive moldings, because I just noticed Laval actually has the same molding as Sir Fengar, so scratch that. But his is a very kind of cool molding, because it has some nice top detail right there. And his front little printing looks kind of ugly if you ask me, but whatever, you know, they're trying to appeal to, I guess, a younger audience with those printings. And next up is, if I got it right, I think it's Fluminix, and he's actually kind of this phoenix right here. Very, very cool molding and printing and whatnot. And his Speedor is this very interesting Phoenix Speedor. It's probably my favorite looking, actually, out of all of them from the summer wave, because it has that nice gold coloring right there for Pearl Gold, and the front isn't too bad. And his attachments are just kind of these wings in translucent orange. It's hard to position these all back right, so I'm sorry if it gets a little bit sloppy. And next up is Voom Voom. He's a vulture, nice translucent blue leg right there, and nice molding on his extended headpiece. And his Speedor is the same molding as Fluminix's, except it has different casting altogether because it has this light blue casting instead of that pearl gold. And also the front has kind of a vulture printing right there. Interesting, not one of my favorites. And it does have these little side attachments right here. The thing I like, especially with the Summer Wave, is that a lot of them are much more sleek and much more easier to make them stand up and display. The problem with all the other ones, while they may look just a tad bit better, they always fall over and they're a little bit chunky at points, especially with their accessories. And last, we got Krager right here. Krager has his fire outfit, which is basically the same printing on the torso as Laval and as Juarez, but slightly different printing on the legs. And his Speedor is actually just this crocodile molding, which is actually exclusive to his Speedor alone. It has that nice kind of detailing on the top right there. And of course he has that familiar olive green kind of printing or casting on his Speedor. And his attachments are just the paws in translucent orange, which we already got with Juarez. So his accessory isn't anything it's new, but it's still nice to get that because it is a very new piece to Speedorz altogether. It's just not exclusive to his Speedor set. And next up, we'll take a quicker look at some of the ones I already took a look at, the last Speedor videos. Blista right there, he has an awesome purple Speedor, the only purple Speedor out there. And of course, my favorite color is purple, so I really like it. His molding is actually the same as the Wolves ones that we've gotten in the original Speedor sets, which you can see, for example, same as that one right there, Windsor, I believe. So that's it for his. We also got Speedorz right here. And he is a spider. And the only spider to ever get a Speedor, same as how Blista was the only bat to ever get a Speedor, or how Scolder was the only scorpion to ever get a Speedor. And his was this lime green color with some nice kind of attachments on the legs, which helped it stand up a little bit. Scolder right there, very cool minifigure in terms of his printing and his legs right there. And his actual, out of all the scorpions, I think he's probably my favorite because he has kind of this neutral gold or gun silver color, which makes him look a little bit more menacing, and it's a little bit more usable as like a villain of another theme or whatnot. And his Speedor right there has that gun silver color. Not one of the most interesting ones, but still, I guess, a nice addition to the Speedor family. And you got Lavertis right here. And Lavertis, I was very disappointed at how the minifigure came out because they didn't include that facial print or that extended headpiece, which had his Shadow Wind helmet. But his Speedor is very cool looking. Has some nice shiny gold printing on there and some nice kind of fire marks. And I have to say, with a lot of these Spring 2014 Wave Speedors, their attachments are kind of lame. For example, Lavertis's is a repeat of one that we've gotten many times before, like the same one that we got with Juarez from the Eagles Castle. So that is kind of lame, but the detailing on them is pretty cool, especially with Lavertis's, so I can't fault them entirely. Gorzan Speedor from Spring 2014 is different from his one from Summer 2014. His does have this pearl gold coloring right here. And his attachment is just kind of this engine on the back. And Eris's Speedor, you can see Eris has that new updated Spring 2014 look. And hers is also different from her Summer 2014 Speedor because hers has that pearl gold casting. And though the printing is very similar. And then starting with Eris from Summer 2014, so this is the first Eris Speedor. Hers has this yellow or this white casting with some nice gold printing on the sides. Her attachment is kind of lame though, it's just these two little lightsaber hilts with some studs on them. And Gorzan Speedor from Summer 2014, you can see Gorzan right there. His has some nice blue printing on the side, but I still don't really like that gunmetal coloring on the casting altogether. Not my favorite, but I do like the blue printing, so I guess that's kind of a plus. Then you got what is his name? It's of course it's I'll remember eventually, but his right here, of course, is Laval's dad. It's Legravis, of course, Legravis. That's Laval's dad. His Speedor is actually very similar to Laval's first Speedor, It has some of the similar prints. It's not completely the same. And also his has this nice pearl gold casting on it. So I guess a lot of the lion ones are kind of similar in their printing because they all have some of these universal symbols, like that little lion tribe symbol right there. And Legravis himself is an excellent minifigure. Do really like how he came out. Then you got Ferdy right there, which is an exclusive minifigure. Definitely one of my favorite minifigures from the Chima line, and one of my favorite Speedors because his has that nice translucent orange colored ring to it, which is a little bit like the summer 2014 wave ones, because they do have some translucent orange on them, but not on the actual Speedor itself, unlike Ferdy. And Ferdy himself is a really bang up job of a minifigure because he has some awesome little tail right there, which reminds me a little bit of a tail as Tails miles per hour from Sonic. And he has some nice printing overall on his face, but the best part is really the tail. And you also got Grizzam right there, probably my favorite of the apes because he has that nice kind of white molding on him. Looks very, very cool. And his Speedor is not that bad either. It's a translucent blue and the same molding as Gorzan's, except he has some different printing on the side and whatnot. Also, Krug right here. Not one of my favorite, I don't know. I like the crocodiles a lot. I think the crocodiles, besides like the nomads like Skinnet and Ferdy, might be my favorite of the tribes because they're very interesting. But Krug right here, he's not bad. He has that nice brown kind of casting all over it, or molding. And his Speedor itself is actually kind of cool too because he has a translucent lime coloring. You also got Skinnet right here, which is just like Ferdy, he's a nomad. And it was cool to get an exclusive minifigure just like Ferdy in a Speedor set. And he's a very cool minifigure, even though the character sucks in the show. He has a nice tail right there especially. And he does have a pretty cool Speedor as well, which is kind of a black one with some checker printing on them in white and some nice kind of skunk printing on it. And we also have, I believe this is Rosm, because I think Razor was the one from the first wave. So Rosm has this nice Speedor in that burgundy coloring, but it's actually identical to the one that Razor has from the first wave. So you can see right there, this one's Rosm's, and it's identical to that one right there. So that's kind of lame, kind of similar to how Eris's from the summer 2014 line is the identical one to the Aquila ones. Going to the spring 2014 wave and actually some of the January wave because I couldn't fit them all on the back. Right here we have, what's his name? It's he appears in all of the sets. I don't know why they included him in like so many sets. He actually appears in 2 Speedor's sets in less than a wave because he appeared in the January wave and then the spring wave, but I can't remember his name for now. But he does have that yellow Speedor right there, which is identical in printing and everything, not in the accessory, but in printing to the one from the January wave. It's not Leonidas, it's see, I forget. Then you got Juarez right here, which of course, like I said earlier, Juarez does come in the summer 2014 wave, and his Speedor is actually identical to one found in the spring wave, and he did come in this January wave though. He was in the Eagle's Castle. And his Speedor has some nice printing all over it. It has that gun silver color, which I think works better with the wolves than it works with, say, Gorzan. And his is identical to Windsar's, I believe that's Windsar, from the spring 2014 set, or the spring 2013 set, which was Icy Tower, I believe. And you can see they're identical in printing. Then you got Egglor's, and Egglor is a very cool minifigure, probably the best of the Eagles because he has that nice dark blue coloring. And his Speedor is really cool too because he has a nice dark blue on it as well, which also has some gold printing on the side. And you can see that right there. And here is a long tooth. He was from the January wave, so while this one right here, and this one, and this one, all three of those were from the spring wave. He was from the January wave, and he was actually in the Chi Battle set, which was, I think, the $20 set. the first one. It was kind of like the starter set. And you can see him right there. Very cool minifigure, but his Speedor itself is pretty cool too. It has kind of this nice dark orange coloring. And you can see it right there. It's the same coloring actually as Laval's first one, which you can see back there. And speaking of which, we're moving to the January wave altogether, because even though I did include some of them in this front part right here, this is the rest of them. This is actually the guy right there. I forgot his name again. I'm so sorry. He appears in so many sets, which is kind of funny. And he actually has two Speedors, as I pointed out earlier. And this one right here has these spikes, but this was from the Eagles Castle set. And right here is Razor, and Razor is a Raven, and he has that burgundy Speedor that we saw earlier in this video with Razum. So his same Speedor came in a 2013 summer set as well as a 2013 winter set, which is the one right there. Then we got Equilla, who came in the Target Practice set, and his has that same printing and everything as Eris's summer 2013 Speedor. But his has these kind of flying attachments on the back. You also got Krager right here, who came in the Ultimate Speedor Challenge set, which was with him and Laval, which actually Laval fell, and he's coming up next. And he is a pretty cool minifigure overall, and his Speedor is cool because not only is it exclusive, but it has some cool printing overall. I wish we would get more Crocodile Speedors. And we do got Laval right here. Classic Laval, kind of a very, I hate saying this, but iconic minifigure because he appears a lot in the series and he is the main character of Chima. His Speedor is pretty cool too. Same color as I pointed out a little bit earlier as Longtooth Speedor from that. They're both from the same wave though, but they have different printing, which is good. Also, you got Windsor right here. Right, this is Windsor, I believe. Or, yeah, this is Windsor. And, or no, sorry, this is Wakz. Wakz. It's W-A-K-Z. And Wakz is kind of an older wolf, I believe, when I was watching the series. And he has kind of this dark gray coloring to him. And he has a very, very cool red Speedor right there. And that was the last time we saw a red Speedor altogether until Wars the Speedor from summer 2014 came out. So that's kind of interesting. Then you got Leonidas right here. And Leonidas is actually really cool in his Speedor, not really in the minifigure, because he has the only orange Speedor found in this whole kind of Speedor's collection until you got the light orange Speedor from the summer 2014 wave, or the translucent orange Speedor from this fall 2013 wave. But his Speedor is pretty cool too. It has that familiar logo as I pointed out earlier for the Lion Tribe. And last we got King Crominus, who is Krager's father, who actually I believe he like falls down a ditch in the first episode of the whole series. And he is a very cool minifigure. He has a nice kind of gold crown. His Speedor is alright too. Which is kind of this lime Speedor with some gold to it. And yeah, it is very messy now because I took a look at each and every one of them. You can see a lot of them fell down. And this is all the Speedors all together. There's so much there. 33 all together. I can't believe I fit all of this. But it was very hard to sit each and every one of them up. But hey, they're falling over now. So that's it for that. And now we'll take a look at some of the extra stuff. And first up, we'll take a look at some of the cards. And basically, this is a sack of cards all together. Just too crazy. Look at this. Huge, huge, huge. This is my finger, or you can see, it's like about half of my hand when I spread it out. Or it's about a little bit over the height of Fluminix. And we'll take a look at some of them. For example, here are just a brief look at the summer 2014 ones. Boom. And then for all the older ones, I actually got these two exclusive, kind of a little bit of a holographic printing to them. I got these from that really kind of cruddy accessory pack set, which I did a rant on. But you got Laval and Krager, which is actually pretty cool. Then for the rest of the cards right here, there's too many to look at individually. But you could just see some of them just by reading their names, which is crazy. There you go. That guy's name is Lennox. So here you go. This guy that, which I forgot his name, Lennox right there. I forgot about that. Like I said, he does come in 2 Speedor sets. So speaking of which, we'll take a look at the stats of some of them. For example, Laval, he comes in 2 Speedor sets. Juarez comes in 2 Speedor sets. One from January 2013 and then one from summer 2014. Krager comes in 2 Speedor sets, one from January 2013, which is the one back here, and then one again in summer 2014. Eris comes in 2 Speedor sets, one from summer 2014 and then one from spring 2014. Some other ones, Lennox comes in 2 sets, one from spring 2013, then one from January 2013. And Gorzan comes in 2 Speedor sets, which is one from summer 2013 and then one from spring 2014. And I think that's about all for repeats. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And yeah, that's really it for them. And a few more things. Here's a look at all of the ripcords all together. We've only gotten one purple so far. I think that's kind of the rarest color of a ripcord. And we've gotten a few orange or light orange ones from this summer wave. Other colors include green, red, and yellow. And this special one right here with this grip was actually from the Chima, I think it's an accessory set or something like that. And one last thing, of course, is an update on the Chi crystals. So there's no better way to do this except have a bowl of Chi crystals. So if you want to eat some, you could really kind of eat some, which is just crazy. Let me see. Let me have a scoop of them. Tastes delicious. And there's just so many in there, I'm too lazy to count. You can see my hand right there. And yeah, that is it for the video. I will see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this Speedorz collection video. So crazy. I can't believe I did all of this. Just a huge mess now, but it was worth it. It's fun making these for you guys. And tell me what you think are your favorites. My favorites, I think, are the translucent ones from that fall 2013 wave. And the summer ones are actually kind of better because they are much sleeker. So those two. And for other favorites include Blista's purple one. And LeGravis's pearl gold one, which is right there. So that's it for now. And I will see you guys later. Bye.